Hello friends, welcome to Knowledge House. So let's analyze today's The Hindu newspaper that is of dated 1st of August 2018. So as usual we'll be giving more importance to articles from a UPSC civil service exam perspective. So I welcome you all to this video. So let's start. So the first article is regarding NRC. So for the last couple of weeks we have been continuously reading about NRC. So yesterday we saw that it has been published and around 40 lakhs of people have been left out. So in a critical move, the Supreme Court has said that to set the procedure to vet the NRC claims. So the bench of that's what the title says. So the bench of justices Ranjan Gogoi and Rohinton Nariman ordered the government in consultation with the NRC coordinator Pratik Haleja to frame a fair standard operating procedure, that is fair SOP. It is what it has been abbreviated in this article, to deal with the claims and objections to deal with the claims and objections of those who do not find their names in the NRC. So the Supreme Court on Tuesday directed the authorities to not initiate any action against the 40 lakh people left out of the draft NRC published on July 30. So the Supreme Court has ordered the government to frame the SOP which is fair. So that's all about this particular article. Let's move on to the next one. It is regarding Rohingya issue. So the state told to count Rohingya. That's what the article says. So in the Home Ministry has sent an advisory to the state governments to enumerate, observe, collect biometric data of Rohingya migrants living in India, and told the Lok Sabha that government has received reports of their involvement in illegal activities. So the government also made clear that Rohingya were illegal migrants and they are not refugees. Repeating it once again, the government also made it clear that Rohingya were illegal migrants, not refugees. So, responding to a question on deporting the migrants, Rajnath Singh, who is the Union Home Minister, said that his department was waiting for the enumeration process to complete, after which it would send to the same would be sent to the Ministry of External Affairs, who will in turn take it up with the government of Myanmar. And in response to another question, the Union Minister of the State for Home Affairs replied that we are not signatories to the UN Convention on Refugees, but have our own laws and have been soft on refugees. That does not mean that there should not be any regulation in the system. We should take care of our citizens first before taking care of others. Through the MEA, we have helped them in the camp in Bangladesh and even in Rakhine and the province from which the Rohingyans hail. So that's what this particular minister has replied in the parliament. So that's all about this particular article. And important thing to be noted here is um, that is the government has officially tagged them as illegal migrants, and that we are not signatories to the UN convention and our primacy is to take care of our own citizens. So that's all about this particular article. Moving on to the next one, it is regarding and yesterday also we read a similar article that is the about the genital mutilation practice. So in a critical question, Supreme Court has asked what is the scientific justification to direct the doctors to perform this procedure. That's what the bench comprising of Justices A.M. Khanwilkar and D.Y. Chandrachud asked the senior lawyer A.M. Sigmi, who was representing the Muslim group which ordered the practice. So in another in the same uh, in the same article, it is also said that asking the doctors to perform such a practice is violative of medical ethics. So that is what Supreme Court has noted. That's all about this particular article. Moving on to the next one, it is regarding the citizenship bill. Anyway, this issue has been left to a joint parliamentary committee to make a study and submit the report. So the tenure of the JPC examining the contentious citizenship amendment bill has been extended till the last week of the winter session of the parliament, when it is expected to submit its report. So the bill proposes citizenship to six persecuted communities, namely Hindus, Jains, Sikhs, Parsis, Christians, and Buddhists. So to be noted here is the bill proposes citizenship to six persecuted communities, that are Hindus, Jains, Sikhs, Parsis, Christians, and Buddhists. So who came from Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh before 31st of December 2014. So all these communities who came to India from these countries who came to who came to India from these countries before December 31st of 2014 can be granted citizenship. That's what this particular bill proposes. So the political and civil society groups have said that this bill would lead to citizenship for illegal Hindu immigrants from Bangladesh in Assam, which is violative of the Assam Accord of 1985. So in the context of NRC being published, and this particular bill is going to have some critical bearings, especially when it comes to the Assam Accord of 1985. So that's anyway. Let's see how the things are going to evolve in that context. So let's move on to the next article. It is regarding a foreign news, that is foreign affairs news. So IMF should not help Pakistan pay off Chinese lenders. That's what the U.S. State Secretary Mike Pompeo has said. So the U.S. Secretary of the State Mike Pompeo warned on Monday that potential International Monetary Fund bailout for Pakistan's new government should not provide funds to pay off the Chinese lender. So the Pakistan is already struggling to avert a currency crisis that has presented the new government with its biggest challenge. So that's all about this particular article. Moving on to the next one. It is about the North Korea issue. So as we all know, some critical things have, or some really important things have happened in that particular peninsula. So, in this particular article says that North and South Korea discussed reducing the tension, but didn't announce any detailed agreements after the military talks on Tuesday. While the United States detected a renewed activity at the North Korean missile factory, casting more suspicion over North Korea's intentions. So, generals from two of these armies exchanged views on a possible cut in firearms and personnel to demilitarize the highly fortified DMZ, that is demilitarized zone. Anyway, these are not important from a the particular details that are mentioned here. These are not that kind of important, because it is already mentioned here that some kind of renewed activity at the North Korean missile factory has been detected, and this portion is just a detailing of that particular fact. So let's move on to the next article. Moving on to the next one, it is regarding the industry growth. So the industry growth quickens to 6.7% in June. So that's what this article says. uh, the core industrial growth accelerated in June to 6.7% on the back of the surge in the petroleum products, and that is the surge in the price of petroleum products and steel sector, according to the official data released on Tuesday. So the core industrial growth accelerated in June to 6.7%, especially due to the rise in petroleum prices and steel sector. So the petroleum products saw a 12.06% growth in June 2018, and the steel sector has also witnessed significant acceleration, while the coal sector slowed down. Fertilizers also has registered growth. So according to EY, that is Ernst and Young India, this growth in the core industry can be explained by two factors. One is that government investment in the infrastructure project is going up, driving the industries such as steel, and the other is petroleum products are mainly exported, and the drive to increase export would be pushing this up. But overall, investment levels are picking up. That's what EY has responded to this particular development. So that's all about this particular article. Moving on to the next article, and we'll come back to the previous slide. So the center imposes a 25% safeguard duty on the import of solar cell. That's what this article says. So the new tariff will be applicable to shipments from China and Malaysia, and it will be effective till July 29th of 2019, that is next year. So the decision by the government follows that is decision by the government to impose the safeguard duty follows a long deliberation by the Directorate General of Trade Remedies, which recommended the safeguard duty structure after considering an application by the Indian solar manufacturers. So, while this move is aimed at helping the domestic solar cell manufacturing sector, it will affect the existing projects dependent on cheap imports. That's what analysts have said. So, this move is also likely to increase the bid tariff, that is the rate at which solar powers are charged right now. So this particular move is likely to increase this particular, that is per charge cost of this power. So that's all about this particular article. And something that requires from this article, something that requires further additional information that might help you is regarding the office of Directorate General of Trade. So, in order to provide a level playing field to the domestic industries, amendments were made to the Government of India Act, Allocation of Business Rules 1961, for the creation of Director General of Trade Remedies in the Department of Commerce. So, the amendments were made after the notification was issued by the Union Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So, the this news came in May of 2018. So the DGTR, that is Director General of Trade Remedies, will function as an attached office of the Department of Commerce and not Department of Finance. So the recommendation of the DGTR for imposition of anti-dumping, countervailing and safeguard duties would be considered by the Department of Revenue, which is part of the Ministry of Finance. So, Directorate General of Anti-Dumping and Allied Duties, that is DGAD, and Directorate General of Safeguards, DGS, and Safeguards and QR was merged into a single entity, DGTR, making it an integrated single umbrella national authority. So the DGTR draws the skill set of various officers across various ministries such as law, costing, economics, trade, finance, customs, revenue, and various other things. So the trade defense support would be provided by the DGTR to our economic industries and the exporters in dealing with the trade remedy investigations instituted by other countries against them. So these are some of the background information or additional information that you can get from the internet, especially based on the office of DGTR. So that's all about this particular article. Moving on to the next one, it is regarding the intervention of Madras High Court in the director's disqualification case. So what exactly is this case? So it is regarding the calculation of the 3 continuous financial years, especially with regard to the Company Act of 2013. So a writ petition was filed challenging the order on disqualification of directors under section 164 2A of the Companies Act of 2013. That's the core issue here. So the calculation of 3 continuous financial years has become the fulcrum of the focus of instance. If one were to go by the section 274(1) of the 1956 Companies Act, which came into effect from December 13, 2000, it means 3 financial years commencing on and after the first day of April 1990. So the new section 164(2) of the 2013 Act, however, uses the words for any continuous period of 3 financial years. So the definition of the financial years itself has become the subject matter of the argument in the case. So according to section 2 of the 2013, it is argued that the financial year in relation to company means the period ending on 31st of March every year and where it has been incorporated on and after the first date of January a year. So the period ending on the 31st day of March of the following year. So anyway, the core issue lies in defining financial year and the dichotomy that exists between the 1956 Companies Act and 2013 Companies Act. So the definition of the financial year in both these acts is the core problem here. That's all about this particular article. Moving on to the next one, it is regarding a Zika virus. So NBRC, that is the National Brain Research Center, found the envelope protein, that is E protein of the virus, which is responsible for the entry of virus into brain stem cells, which was responsible for arresting the proliferation of human fetal neural stem cells and also killing the cell that were becoming a neuron like. So this is what that once a pregnant woman is affected with Zika virus, the baby is likely to have microcephaly, which is a very disappointing disorder. So the scientists have found the reason behind the cause of microcephaly. So more studies are required neutralizing this particular E protein. So they say that E protein is the causing factor of this microcephaly. So in order to neutralize, more studies are required. So anyway, the E protein, which has been now considered to be, which is now considered to be the causing factor of microcephaly, will be the therapeutic target. That's what the scientists have said. So when the stem cells start dividing, One cell goes itself into the renewal stage and becomes a stem cell, while the other follows lineage to become some other kind of brain cell. What we saw in the E protein is overexpressed inside stem cells. It promoted premature but faulty formation of neurons. That's the problem here. Anyway, more research is to be done in this regard. So that's all about this particular article, and that's all about today's newspaper. So comparatively, there are lesser number of important news in today's the Hindu newspaper. So so thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and please do share it with your friends. And for various kinds of PDF documents, you can log on to our blog, that is www.knowledgehouse.co, and you can also follow us on Telegram. And we'll be uploading more interesting and compelling videos and interesting videos. So please do subscribe our channel so that you won't miss any more updates from us. So thank you very much for watching this video once again, and have a very nice day.